Mixed Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mixed Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mixed Design.
Hey Hog Fanatics, we at Inside The Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share that SeatGeek is a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog Fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code Inside Hawg Pen. Check out our socials for the link and remember to use the code Inside Hawg Pen.
Yeah!
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This is where the fun begins.
What is up, everybody?
But we've seen this movie before.
What's Sam Pittman known for?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Is the Arkansas athletic program cursed? But you never know what the loudest mouth in the fan base and his wild band of misfits are going to say.
I have a river of Kool-Aid for basketball.
It's time to step inside the Hawg Pen with your host, Razorback Zach and Marcus MC Carlton.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to an all-new episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. I'm your host, Razorback Zach, from the Central Arkansas Hawg Pen, and my cohort to my right, left, north, south, whatever direction you're watching, is none other than the glue that holds the whole damn thing together. Marcus MC Carlton, holding down from the NEA Hawg Pen, and of course, the voice you will hear later on in the show is none other from the NWA Hawg Pen, Jesse the Beard Thurman, our executive producer. MC, dude, what's up, man?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Not bad, dude. Not bad. I'm glad the week's finally ending, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it just feels like it's drug on.
Well, it's been a short week for me. Yesterday was my Monday, but, you know, when you leave town for a couple days, work tends to go off the rails while you're gone, and then when you come back, you pay for basically being off, and that's kind of where I was all day yesterday. But today was better, and hey, man, we're one day closer to football.
You better believe it. Hey, like I said, welcome into ITHP, presented by Rock City Raps from the Meeks Design Company Studios. Got a couple of announcements to make before we get into the meat of the show. Next week is a very special show for me and MC. It is 8 years to the day of the very first episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. And throughout the week, we're going to be throwing out some old classic episodes along with some of the logos that we've had along the way. And everybody will understand now why I hate the forward-facing hog as much as I do. The next thing, tomorrow, 9 a.m., 101.1 The Answer, your boy, Razorback Zach, is going to be live on the Dave Ellswick Show. Once again, talking Battle for the Boot, Battle of the Boot, Battle for the Boot, whatever you want to call it. So be sure to tune into that. If you're not in the Central Arkansas area, the link to the Facebook stream, the live stream, will be on our Facebook page as well as mine. Just follow it. The audio quality is a little lackluster, but you'll still catch the show in my segment. And then for the first time ever on Saturday, under the same roof, for the first time ever, MC and I will be broadcasting live from the NEA Hog Pen in a YouTube exclusive. You're not going to find this anywhere else except on our YouTube page. He and I are going to be doing a watch along of the LSU Arkansas game.
For better or for worse, man.
Look, I'm just going to say this. To hell with it. Let's just see what happens.
Hey, I can tell you one thing for sure. We're going to eat good. So.
Hey, I've seen the menu. I've heard from the menu, and oh my god, yeah. I'm not eating at all Friday.
Well, and there's been some additions to the menu since you and I talked.
Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna end up. Look, so you're basically saying
don't eat breakfast or lunch.
I was gonna say. So basically, what you're saying is, if I leave your house hungry, it's my fault.
Absolutely, yes, 100%.
I love it.
Matter of fact, we will probably send you home with some leftovers.
Hey,
so.
I do it. Hey, I every time I go hang out with my girlfriend Jordan, her mom sends me back home with a bunch of leftovers.
Yeah.
So, I'm used to it. Bring it on. I get fed. I don't mind.
We'll be sure and bring it. I'll bring my phone into the mix on the YouTube live stream and kind of go down and go through the food as we're getting ready to.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have it. Look. It's a first of its kind that we've ever done here at ITHP. First of many that we're going to do. So y'all tune in. Pre-game, regular time, regular channel starts 5:00. The live stream for the watch along will start at 6, and then our post-game show will start 30 minutes following the conclusion of Arkansas and LSU. So be sure to tune in to that all day long, all afternoon.
It's gonna be wild, man.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm a little nervous, in all honesty. I'm a little nervous because some people may see a side of me that not everybody's seen.
But that's the fun part, though. That's the fun part. But got a big show. We're gonna talk about the poll question of the week: does the Tennessee win save Sam Pittman's job? Is it enough to save Sam Pittman's job? We've got staff picks for LSU, and they're all over the board. Yeah. They are. They're all over the board. I've got 4 downs, like I do every week. I got 4 downs, an extra point, and this week I have a 2-point conversion for you. So I got 5 notes to lead you, get you guys ready for LSU Arkansas. We've got our volleyball, softball, and soccer update. We got our SEC picks, which one of us is finally deciding to run away with it. We're not looking at you, MC. And then, of course, rounding it out, Hog Tua. And I've got a special something for Hog Tua because Jesse and I have been going round and round on this. So,
yeah, somebody had a hot take for it to be wild enough to be included in Hog Tua and not be actually in the show.
I know, right? Lastly,
I'm interested to see how people respond to that.
Lastly, you can see I'm in brand new threads. Big thank you to Meeks Design Company. And this is our custom shirt. If you want it, hit us up. We are selling these. We are officially selling these. Right, MC?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want to, give away our
No, Meeks would be happy to take a few orders on that.
We also have soap.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, right here.
And it is in the shape of our logo. It has our logo on it, and it smells like victory. Victory by ITHP. Yeah, only available at Macy's. Something like that. But let's jump
available at Meeks.
Yeah.
Available. Yeah, there you go.
I like it.
Hey, Zach, do you want to show them the other shirt we have?
Yeah, if you will fix your audio, Jesse. I don't know what's going on with your mic. As you can see, here is our boy Jesse from the.
Look at that. I'm the only one not in uniform tonight because I haven't done laundry since we got home off of our trip. So
whose fault is that?
I'll be the outcast tonight.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's my bad.
Uh-huh. Yeah, see what happens. See what happens.
Yep.
All right, so let's get right off into this. And the poll question this week was: is the Tennessee win enough to save Sam Pittman's job? And before we get to our Facebook comments, MC, yes or no? Was it?
Yes, but with an asterisk. It can't be the last win of the year. I mean, with now you got to get to 6. Now that you pulled that off, you've got to get to 6. Because
I don't think it's the last one of the year.
I don't think it is either. But that's the only way that win, in my opinion, would not save his job is if you go and you don't make it to 6. Because now 6 should be, man, it should be like right there, like right at the end of your fingertips. Because that means all you've got to do is you've got to get Mississippi State, which is on the road, and we never play well at Starkville, and then Louisiana Tech at home. That gets you to 6. I kind of feel like the bar's been raised a little bit now that you pulled this off versus Tennessee. I mean, I think 7 should be on the board now.
Well, and it's possible. It is. It's entirely possible that you can pull off. Look, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you could even pull off 8 wins if you play your cards right. Because that Missouri game, I mean, Missouri's not as good as that ranking shows. Jesse, before we get you to your Facebook comments that people left, what do you think?
I think it goes a long way. Is the audio better, Zach?
Yes, that's better now.
Yeah, much better.
Okay, it had defaulted to the bad mic and not the good mic. I think it goes a long way. I think Pittman brought more money into the football program with that win than he has in probably the entire last year, maybe 2. Got to finish strong, but I think that puts a blanket on that hot seat, makes it a little more bearable to set in at the time.
Well, it's like seat warmers in cars nowadays. It's on low. It's still hot, but it's not unbearable. But I want everybody to understand something, though. And MC, I don't think this is where people understand and get. If Sam gets fired, Bobby Petrino goes. Travis Williams goes.
Most likely, yeah. I think you're probably going to lose Travis Williams at the end of the year anyway.
Well, let's hope not.
Let's hope not. But
that's probably why they brought in Marcus Woodson.
I mean, who knows? I mean, but yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to have to start over. I've been very critical of Sam, but I would love nothing more than for him to pull it together and get this thing back on track where it was in 2021, because I don't like starting over yet again. And to me, the program is not on stable enough ground to where you can go attract a big name. Mm-hmm. So I would rather him just get it right the way it was in 2021, get it right, have some wins, come back next year, keep both your coordinators intact, and let's see where it can go.
Jesse, what are the fans saying?
Before I get to that, on your point about Bobby potentially leaving with him, Oklahoma and Alabama are both going to be looking for an offensive coordinator at the end of the year, and I don't want to see Coach Petrino in either one of those shades of crimson.
And you don't want to see him standing across the sideline from you either.
Well, and I think I just can't see him leaving on his own after all of the hubbub
to get him back here.
Get him back. And how big of a deal it was and how emotional he got about coming back. I can't see him leaving on his own.
I agree. I agree. And surely he's not just going to be here for a year.
No,
I don't. Somebody his caliber of offensive mind isn't going to. I mean, he's not. He doesn't want to be a head coach again.
Right.
Okay.
I think he's enjoying just focusing on offense.
He wants to call, because what you saw Saturday night, he was smiling. He was taking pictures with fans.
Yeah.
He looked relaxed. Even the comms, they played the comms of Bobby Petrino and the offense.
Yeah, which that was awesome, by the way.
That was great. All right. Even he even sounded excited when he was, we got the win. We just got the win. So, I mean, it's it's a lot going on right now, but at the same time, take it one game at a time. But anyway, Jess, let's get back on track and see what some of these fans have to say.
All right. We had Miss Carolyn Williams. I think they need to get the boot back, and then we'll talk. Wesley Phillips, 6 wins plus a bowl win. Let him stay. And Scott Widner, I believe I'm saying that right. If not, Scott, I apologize. He's got kind of the take of the day on it. Man, put this crap off till the season's over and support our coach and our players. Woo pig suey.
Well, and I get on board with that. And we're not bashing the coach. We're just trying to see what the fans think as far as, if the Tennessee win saved his job in y'all's opinion, because that's why we're here.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. They've already won 2 games that I had marked down as L's. I had an L at Auburn, and I had an L versus Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, right now, my preseason prediction was 4-8. We're sitting at 4-2 right now. It's going to take a pretty hard crash and burn for me to be spot on. And at this point, I don't want to be spot on. I want to be made to look like a fool for saying 4-8.
Well, and I said 3-9 based on last year's performance, but I also said they have the opportunity and the chance to turn some heads. And you beat Auburn, you beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you're 2-1 in the SEC right now. You're 3rd or 4th, tied with Georgia. When was the last time we were 2-1 in the SEC? It's been a while. It has been a while. What else we got, Jesse?
That's going to wrap it up on that. Let's go ahead and jump into staff picks for this week. That'll fire the comments up with some of our takes.
Okay, here we go. This will also include my four downs, extra point, and 2-point conversion. All right, we're going to start off with MC, Captain Optimistic over here. 31-20 LSU. And Jesse says 20-19 LSU. Loki says 28-21 LSU. Or did he say Hall? Let me double check that.
While you're double checking that, Zach, make sure you tell them how it's going to be 20-19, in my opinion.
Shipley misses, according to Jesse, Shipley misses the extra point to win the game. There you go. 27-24 Arkansas for Loki, for Wise Man. D-Mad, put it down. He says 27-21 Hogs. Sarah says 21-17 LSU. And I have 28-24 in overtime.
Wow.
Arkansas.
I hope you're right, man.
I
want to be wrong so bad.
Nothing would make me happier than to beat LSU and bring that boot home.
Yeah.
I
had this one as an L prior to the season starting.
I mean, we had a lot of these as L's. But here's your 4 downs in your extra point and 2-point conversion. Number 1, since 2021, Arkansas has won 3 straight games when coming off of its bye week. All of these wins have been SEC opponents. Mississippi State in 2021, Auburn 2022, and Florida in 2023. Second down, led by running back Jaquindon Jackson's team-high 10 rushing touchdowns. Arkansas is 3rd in the SEC and 10th nationally in rushing scores with 20. 6 Hogs have rushed for at least 1 touchdown this season. Third down, 53. Since 2020, Sam Pittman's first year, Arkansas has totaled 53 interceptions, 3rd most among all SEC teams in that time span, only behind South Carolina with 56 and Georgia at 54. I'd say that's pretty good company, don't you? Fourth down. Through 6 games, Arkansas ranks 3rd in the SEC and 8th nationally in total offense. The Hogs are averaging 485 yards of total offense, including 200 yards on the ground. Here is your extra point. Arkansas plays host to a top 10 opponent in consecutive games at home for the very first time ever.
That's amazing to me.
Ever. Now here's your 2-point conversion in overtime to win the game. With a win Saturday against LSU, Arkansas would improve to 3-1 or better through 4 SEC games for the first time under Sam Pittman, and the 6th time since joining the SEC. 1993, 1995, 1998, 2006, and 2011 were the other times we started 3-1 in the SEC. Arkansas enters Saturday seeking wins over a ranked opponent for the first time since 2015. With a win Saturday, the Hogs would earn their second win against a top 10 opponent this season and secure multiple top 10 wins in a season for the first time since the 1965 season and for the third time ever. The other 2 years, it's 1964, 1965. And that is your staff picks and your game notes for LSU.
Some of that's going way back, man. You're
Right?
going like you're predating me.
Yeah. All right. We're going to step away on the other side of the break. For the first time this season, school's in session. It's time for MC School of Hog Hoops. On the other side of the break, you're listening to Inside the Hawg Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Back right after this.
Mix Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mix Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mix Design.
Hey, Hog fanatics! We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share that SeatGeek is a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Yeah! It's time to step back inside the Hog Pen to the Meeks Design Studios.
All right, welcome back to Inside the Hawg Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Razorback Zach, Marcus, MC, Carlton hanging out with you. All right, everybody take your seats. The bell has rung. It's time for the first time this season for MC's School of Hog Hoops. Now, you went down to Hot Springs.
Yes.
You and D-Mad did.
Yep.
Did you like what you saw? Because you had a couple of players out.
Yeah. You had a few of the key pieces did not participate in practice because Coach Cal said they were kind of banged up a little bit, and he would rather have them ready to go maybe for the Kansas game or for the TCU game rather than having them for this, I guess you could call it a practice. It was more of a practice than anything. If I'll say this, for basketball junkies like myself, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. If you were not a basketball junkie, you may have walked away a little disappointed because they didn't do a whole lot of scrimmaging one-on-one. It was basically just like a practice that you would see in the Eddie Sutton practice facility, on a regular day. They warmed up, they stretched, they ran drills. They did a little bit of 5-on-5, but when you had 4 guys sitting over on the bench, you're basically going against staffers. So it was kind of a one-sided because you only had about 7 guys that were actually on the team, and then the other 5 guys that were on the floor, or 7 10, the other three guys that were on the floor.
Math is hard.
Yeah, math is hard right now. And, here's the ultimate irony. My mom was a math teacher.
Sausage.
Yeah, that was a big sausage there. But you were working with staffers, just so they could scrimmage a little bit up and down the floor. I did like what I saw from some of the freshmen and the transfers. Boogie Flan, he's as good as advertised.
That's a name. That's going to be my favorite name.
He is, sometimes you can watch guys, a good comparison. If you remember Derrick Rose when he played college ball, he was just smooth. Everything was just fluid from his shooting to his driving to just the way he got up and down the floor. It was all very smooth. I see a lot of that in Boogie Flan. I'm not saying he's the next Derrick Rose. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying the way he moves, there's no herky-jerky movement. It's like everything is going like a well-oiled machine, the way it's supposed to. From his shot to the way that he played when he was off the ball. I mean, everything was just very smooth. Same could be said for Billy Richmond. I liked what I saw out of him as well. Big Z, and we're just going to go with Big Z because I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name.
Now, I do want to ask you: is he? Okay. You said you were high on him when he came in. Is he just like he's advertised? He's big.
He is a big dude. Now he's not real thick. The way he's built, he kind of has a slender build. I think what's there is solid. I actually thought he would be a little thicker than he is, but he's definitely a guy that will, bang and play very physical down low, rebounder, shot blocker. His game is, from what I saw, his game is mainly 15 feet and in, which is more of a traditional post player.
Right.
Now he will shoot the three on occasion. He didn't shoot a lot of them, but he shot some, and it wasn't, oh God, why is he shooting the three? I mean, he had a good looking shot. I was okay with that. I was disappointed John L. Davis didn't get to participate, but he was one of the guys that was injured. I really wanted to see him. The biggest thing I walked away from this noticing and what caught my attention the most was, surprisingly enough, Trevon Brazile. He looked.
You mean the no? Shut up, Zach.
Yeah, no. I mean that TB2 is gone. So this is Trevon Brazile number 4, and
so
he looked.
The jokes write themselves.
Yeah, it does. He looked refreshed. He looked like he was having fun. It did not look like a chore for him to be out there. At times he looked very disinterested last year. Like, okay, can we just get this over with? And did not really seem to be into the game at all.
Right.
He was really, I just looked like he was having fun, man. I mean, he looked refreshed. He looked like he was enjoying it. He was out there. I do think, from what I've seen so far, this team has more chemistry than, there's no comparison to what we saw last year with team chemistry to this year so far, from what I saw in this practice. Guys are, sometimes you can kind of read body language and you can kind of tell, okay, maybe a couple guys have a small beef or something. I didn't get any of that. I mean, these guys were, they were all hanging out, in between drills and stuff and encouraging each other and picking each other up. And, just the little things that we talked about last year that we didn't see.
Well, and it was, too, a lot of it is, John Calipari said it, and I'm slowly buying into John Calipari.
Well, and so while they were in town, they did a big charitable event for, oh my gosh, I forgot what it's called. Samaritan's Feet gave away something like 4,000 or 5,000 pairs of shoes to children in need. They did the same thing over at Pine Bluff. I think Pine Bluff got a little better of a show than what we got at Hot Springs because they brought out some former Razorback legends. Todd Day was there, Ernie Murray, Ken Biley. Who else was there? There was like 6 or 7 guys from the prime, what I would call the prime Nolan 40 Minutes of Hell, which is leading up to when Scotty and Corliss and all those guys get there. So
when the
prior
title
to that,
run.
Yeah, so they got a little more of a show. I think the crowd might have been a little bit bigger in Pine Bluff, but overall, I love the concept of going around the state because there was a point where, I can't remember if it was Matt Zimmerman or Calipari asked, he's like, how many of you have had, this is your first time seeing Arkansas in person? You've never been to Bud Walton Arena or anything. And there were several hands around the stadium that went up talking about this was their first chance. And he's like, and Cal came back and said, he said, this is what I love to see. I love to see these fresh faces. He said, because it's not always about you guys coming to us. He said, it's just as much about us bringing the show to you because you guys are what make us go. And I mean, dude's slick, man. I mean, you could tell this is not his first rodeo.
This is not his first rodeo, but he even said it best. And like I said, we'll get into it. We'll have another a basketball preview podcast.
Oh yeah,
before the season actually kicks off in about a month. But he even said it best when he was a Catholic down here in Little Rock. He said, "Look," he said, "it takes 2 to 3 years to change the culture, and I didn't have a team when I showed up, and you're expecting me to do it in 5-6 months. It's just not going to happen." And I think, he said, we maybe get beat again. Kansas may beat us, but don't hold that against us because we're still learning. But I'm almost to the point now, MC, where this is not going to be the same team we see against Kansas that we're going to see against like an Auburn or an A&M come late February, early March.
Oh yeah. I think the team you see against Kansas will not look anything the same by the time we open up SEC play. Yeah. Because these guys, like he said, they've only been together, maybe throughout the summer. And that's pretty much it. So it does take a while to build that team chemistry. You've got guys who have never played together before. And there were a couple times in the scrimmage that you could tell guys were just not quite on the same page. They both had a great idea, but one of, let's say, for instance, one of them he was trying to throw a pass to a guy cutting down the lane. Well, instead of the guy cutting, he kind of faded out to the 3-point line for the wide open three. Both are good ideas. It's just, it's that communication. You got to get on the same page. And that comes with more and more reps of playing together. We're going to be good. Okay. We may not look good versus Kansas. And we might come out and set the world on fire. I don't know. But if the Kansas game goes south, nobody needs to freak out because this is still a work in progress, like Cal said. Now, do I think he's sandbagging a little bit? Yeah. I think he's kind of got a little Lou Holtz in him talking about, he's kind of under promising so they can over deliver. I kind of feel like that. I kind of feel like that.
That is not the only big thing that happened since football was off last week. We're going to bring in REP Jesse the Beard Thurman, and he has his new segment, which won't debut till probably the spring. But Jesse, you went and saw the Omahogs.
Yes, went and set out in the hog pen. Out there with Savage and the crew. I went Friday night. No, I went Friday night. I was good. I wasn't there for the sauna that was Saturday.
Yeah.
How was it? How do we look?
I'm ready. I'm ready for baseball season.
Short, simple, to the point, huh?
We looked good. There weren't any homers hit. We had some good hits. We won 8-1. The one run, I believe, if I remember correctly, was there were a couple errors that led to that run scoring. But I think we threw 7 pitchers or 8 pitchers and struck out like 16 to 18 batters. The freshmen looked amazing. Gage Wood, new number, new Gage Wood. Still got that same strut off the mound at the end of the inning, but he looked good.
I like it.
Had a pitcher hit triple digits. Jackson Wiggins' little brother, I think it was. I can't remember his name.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we got another Wiggins on the bump.
But Dave's got himself a team put together and got the Aloy boys out there. Got to visit with their parents. That was fun time. But come February, go suffer through the cold If you can make it out to Baum this year, it will be well worth your time, especially at the end of conference play when those two dreaded orange teams come to Fayetteville. We got to set some new attendance records this year, folks.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Hey, Jesse, I want to touch on something that you mentioned kind of in passing. You said there were no home runs hit. Did you, from what you saw, is there more of an emphasis on just contact hitting rather than being concerned with launch angles and either home run or strike out? Because it seemed like we got in several situations last year where we couldn't just get the single that was needed to bring a run in from third.
They were hitting the ball all over the place. There were a couple that made it to the fence, but our bats looked re-energized versus last year. It was not home run or bust like we saw last year. Like I said, we got Vaheva Aloy back. We got his little brother out there now. We got Blake Iredell out there. He's got a good swing. I think it's going to be a different team than we saw last year. Obviously, there's a lot of new faces, but I think the approach seemed a little different. And granted, this was just a scrimmage against Oklahoma State. They did end up taking one of the 5-inning games on Saturday, but Diamond Hogs are going to be something special this year. And I'll eat crow on that if I have to, but I don't think I'll be eating crow on that one. I think my only serving crow is going to come from football season.
I've had enough crow for right now. Thank you very much. I'm good.
To kind of piggyback off what Jesse was saying, I watched Dave's post game when he did post game interviews and stuff, and he mentioned specifically that there was going to be a bigger emphasis this year on bunting and base running, which as an old school baseball guy, I love that.
That's fundamental baseball, isn't it?
What's that?
That's fundamental baseball, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's it's kind of a throwback for old Cardinal fans. You could go and call it Whitey ball from Whitey Herzog when he had the teams in the early 80s that, made 3 World Series in about 5 years. I'd love to see runs manufactured, whether it's by sacrifice bunt or stealing bases, walks, whatever. I'm not a fan of the launch angle home run or bust. I mean, I'm just as happy with a 2-run double as I am a 3-run homer, because you're more likely to get the 2-run double or a 2-run single. Not everybody can be a home run hitter, but everybody can hit a single or sometimes a double.
Well, and if these guys, if the majority of our lineup is back this year, there's speed on those bases, dude.
Yeah. And I saw that. Go ahead, Jesse.
We did see a stolen base Friday night, and we did see Ryder Helfrich, which, if you remember, he hit one deep into the Auburn night, laying down bunts on Friday night.
I love it.
I love it. So here is while we're updating everything, here is your softball. Where did my thing go? Softball, volleyball, and soccer updates. In volleyball, Arkansas continued its steady play to remain undefeated in conference. Redshirt freshman Anaya Madkin remains one of the best in the league as she was named SEC Co-Freshman of the Week for the second time on Monday. Anaya and the Razorbacks are headed to Texas this week for a pair of matches. They take on the Texas Longhorns first in an 8 p.m. matchup on Friday in Austin, and then they travel to College Station to take on the Texas A&M Aggies Sunday at 2 p.m. Both of those matches will be aired on the SEC Network Plus. Check this out. Arkansas is 4-0 in SEC play and 14-2 overall. They are kicking some serious butt.
Yep.
Softball is 4-1 this fall. They are in action tonight against Oklahoma Christian. And Jesse, do we have a score update with that?
I just saw one a while ago. It was
While they're looking, they're in action again tomorrow night against Arkansas Tech. And in
we're in the 6th inning. Arkansas is up 4-0 on Oklahoma Christian.
There you go.
Oh yeah. And in soccer, the 6th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks picked up their second road win, an 8th clean sheet of the season after shutting out Oklahoma 1-0 on Sunday afternoon. The Hogs will travel to Austin, Texas to take on the Longhorns Friday, October 18th for the team's first meeting in SEC play. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. and the match will be streamed live on the SEC Network Plus.
Pop
And
quiz,
that-
Zach.
Oh, crap.
This
I'm
is
glad I
so
didn't
fun,
say-
MC. What is a clean sheet in soccer, Zach?
Shut out.
There we go.
Okay. How about
Hang on,
that?
I gotta hit the button for you.
You.
I
It was-
didn't know.
Look, I was just taking the context of the sentence and I figured it out. I'm not that smart.
Hey, sometimes it's
Um,
better to be lucky than good.
Hey,
you know?
right. Golf, women's golf is also number 1 in the country. So we're turning a corner here, folks. It ain't just football season. But all right. Here
My
we
bad.
go with the SEC pick'em between the three of us. Now this doesn't count week 1 because we did not do it. It was an idea that I had after the first week, and it really seems to have taken off. But we have a clear-cut leader right now going into week 8, and it's Mr. Clean over here. MC has a commanding lead right now. He is 42-15 overall. I am trailing 39-18, and Jesse is in last place at 38-19. Now, here's your matchups. Number 1, Auburn travels to Columbia, Missouri to take on the number 19 Missouri Tigers, who are a 4-point favorite. MC, who do you like?
Oh gosh. Oh man. Since it's at Missouri, I'm gonna go with the Dork.
Yeah, give me the Tigers of
Which
Missouri.
Tigers? Okay.
Dang it, Zach, you stole my line. I was gonna pick the Tigers.
Yes! It's about freaking time I won one.
The Dork rebounds. They went on the road to the gauntlet of UMass and blew them out.
Jesse, I would say something, but I don't want the show to end abruptly for some technical reason.
Is that grounds for getting kicked out of the SEC by taking a road game at UMass? UMass is one of the worst programs in all of football.
I reached out to a friend of mine who is a diehard Missouri fan, and I asked him, and even he was like, somebody was doing somebody a favor.
Yeah, Drink owed somebody up there a favor or something.
Or, I mean, because you don't see that, especially to UMass of all places.
Did y'all see the video of Missouri getting off the bus and walking into the stadium?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean,
It
A-State
looked
has better facilities than that.
It
It
was
looked
so,
like
has
one of
equal
those-
facilities.
it looked like they were walking into a high school football stadium.
Yeah, it really did.
It was
Texas has
sad.
nicer high school football stadiums.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think we've got some nicer high school stadiums here in Arkansas than what UMass plays in.
I will go out on a limb and say War Memorial looked better than what they were walking into.
That was pretty
bad.
bad, man.
Yeah. Next matchup, South Carolina travels to Norman to take on OU, who is a 1.5 favorite.
Mm.
Give me the South Carolina.
Golly, I can't do South Carolina on the road, man. I know they went into Kentucky and tore that place apart, but I feel like Oklahoma is going to bounce back after getting embarrassed last week.
Oh, well, but at the same time, coming to Oklahoma's defense, briefly coming to their defense.
Right.
They didn't have any of their starting wide
Yeah,
receivers
they're-
at all.
The injury bug has eat them up this year.
Yeah. Jesse, what about you, man?
I'm going to be cocky.
Get some of those Pit Viper Beamer sunglasses and
Beamer ball, baby.
that's taken on a different meaning over the last 20 years, hadn't it?
Yeah. That's so weird. All right. So this one I have starred because this one could determine who might potentially face Texas in Atlanta in December. Number 7, Alabama travels to Knoxville to take on number 11, Tennessee. Bama is a 3-point favorite.
That's gonna be.
I don't know. I'm still going back and forth on this one. Can they both lose? I mean, can they both lose?
You know that scene in Batman where Bane goes to the stadium?
Yeah,
kind of blows up the stadium. I think Bama pulls. I think it's close for a half, and then I think Bama pulls away in the second half and ends up winning by 2, maybe even 3 touchdowns.
I'm gonna say this, and it's the only time you will ever hear me say this out loud. You know what? I can't do it. Go Bama.
Yeah.
Could not bring myself. Jesse's trying to gain some ground. Huh? Jesse is desperately trying to gain some ground.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see Tennessee win. This is one of those rivalry games that no matter who's good and who's bad, crazy things are going to happen. I think Tennessee's been a little overhyped to this point. I think we kind of put it out there on between us and Oklahoma. We kind of put out there how to deal with Nico and their high octane allegedly offense. And DeBoer needs a win
because you lose to Vandy and then you barely beat South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
DeBoer
needs a big victory.
Yeah,
which is wild to think about after they beat Georgia earlier this year, but still, I mean, those
stranger things have happened, dude.
The meltdown of Bama fans has been fun to watch.
Dude, Funny Man just doesn't know what to do with himself right now.
Yeah.
Number 14, A&M, who is a 14-point favorite, travels to Starkville to take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Aggie.
Yeah.
They're going to stub their toe, but they'll pull it out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. He pulled a Pat McAfee there for a second, didn't he?
Yeah.
I was like, is he really going to pick Mississippi State?
No. They're upset win will come over Arkansas.
Shut up, MC. What is wrong with you? Ball State, I can't with you. I quit. Ball State travels to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt, who is a 26.5-point favorite.
Anchor by God down.
Anchor
down.
Anchor down. And covers.
I love it.
This one is also a potential one to watch. Number 5, Georgia travels to Austin to take on number 1, Texas, who is a 5-point favorite. I will not.
That's the game of the day.
I know. I don't know about that one. I don't know. I'm going to go Bama. Tennessee's the game of the day.
It could be.
I'm going to go mainly because I know Texas is going to win, but I will never pick them. I will never cheer for them. So go Dogs.
Yeah. Excuse me. Arkansas LSU is the game of the day, gentlemen. The battle for the boot under the lights in Fayetteville.
Yeah, first time under the lights in several years.
Says Captain Optimistic, who picked LSU to win.
Doesn't matter. Still going to be game of the day.
Yeah. I'm afraid Texas is going to roll, man.
Oh, yeah, Texas is going to roll, but I'm not picking them.
But I'm not going to pick them. I just no. There's no amount of celebrating or anything that makes it worth picking Texas. No.
Nope. Not gonna.
Hunker down, you hairy dogs.
As George H.W. said, not going to do it.
No.
Nope. Not
it's
going to do it.
It's not in my blood, man. I can't do it.
Jesse, you're going to pick Texas, aren't you?
You're damn right. After what Kirby did last week,
and there's
trash, and this is the only game I will root for Texas this year.
There has been nothing from the league office about that either. Nothing.
They said a flag should have been thrown, but since he apologized, it's okay. Yeah. It's in the past.
Yeah. Let Lane Kiffin Pittman would. He's not in his. That's not the way he rolls. But let him or Lane Kiffin or even Drinkowitz.
I was gonna say even the dork or Brent Venables do it.
Yeah, and they would probably be looking at a 1-game suspension.
Yeah, I don't get it. Georgia's the new Bama. Unfortunately,
they're the moneymaker right now.
They're the moneymaker. Next up, Kentucky, a 1.5 point favorite, travels to the Swamp to take on Florida.
Give me the Tom Petty. Give me the Gators, man.
Jesse?
Gator Chomp. They look good against Tennessee.
They really did,
now,
man.
Graham Mertz did tear his ACL. So they're going to be without Graham Mertz. But I still think Kentucky is this year's Arkansas.
Yes.
So give me Florida.
And I was impressed with the poise and composure that freshman quarterback for Florida had at the end of the game, where they got that touchdown to take the lead with, what was it, about a minute left in the game. I mean, I was impressed with that kid. He's got a good arm. He's athletic. It's, don't look now, but old boy down at Florida might be beginning to put it together. Is it? But the question will be,
is it too little, too late?
Yes. Because
that's the key.
He's lost the big money people. They're done. They're putting together an offer that includes the moon and Venus and Saturn to take to Lane Kiffin.
This is kind of reminding me of Jimbo Fisher's exit.
I could see that. Yeah.
Okay. Not quite the same, but the similarities are there. And the fact that he's losing the big money guys, just halfway through the season, it's a wrap. Yeah. All right, your bonus game this week comes out of the Big Ten, and it is number 24 Michigan, 3.5 point favorite, traveling to Bert's country, the number 22 Fighting Bielemas.
Yeah, the Illini. That's a big game for them, man. Hey, as much crap as we give Bielema, man, he's really done a pretty good job at Illinois.
Got a former Razorback on that staff. Got two former Razorbacks on the staff.
Barry Lunny's his offensive coordinator, and then Grant Morgan is one of the defensive coaches, I believe.
Linebackers coach, I do believe.
Okay. I mean,
it would make sense for me. That's what I'm saying.
I think you got to tip your hat to Bielema with the job he's done, and I think this could be a big signature win for him. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm going Bert, man.
I'm going Bert, baby. Jesse,
give me the Barry Lunny Juniors.
There we go.
There you go. All right, there you have it. That's your SEC picks. Let's see if Jesse can gain ground and if I can catch up with MC. We're going to step away for our final break. On the other side, does another Arkansas coach take a shot at the Hogs? It's Hog Tour. Y'all, time's come. It's time to Hog Tour. On the other side of the break, you're listening to Inside the Hawg Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. Back right after this.
Mixed Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mixed Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mixed Design.
Hey, Hog fanatics. We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share that SeatGeek is a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Yeah! It's time to step back inside the Hog Pen to the Mixed Design Studios.
You just got to spit on that thing. So
I know you did not just. Oh my God. I crack up every time I hear that segment. That's great. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Inside the Hawg Pen on the Sideline Radio Network. As the video said, it's time to hog Tua. But before we get to that, I want to jump in and kick off hog Tua because it seems like another Arkansas head coach has taken a pot shot at the University of Arkansas. I want to hear your thoughts. Let's play this clip. Tell me what you think. Take a look.
I get that Razorback thing. I do. Look, I grew up watching Cedric Cobbs. I grew up watching them guys. You know, it's a good brand of football. But I'll say this: since the Division I jump, nobody's won more football games than the UCA Bears at the Division I level. Seven of the last 10 years, UCA has the highest winning percentage by season than any other Division I team in the state of Arkansas. UCA has 4 current players in the NFL. We've got 3 or 4 prospects that will be in the NFL this time next year. This is a unique place. All
right. I took that. That was UCA head coach Nathan Brown, by the way, at the Little Rock Touchdown Club on Monday. I took it, along with a lot of other people, that he was taking a shot wanting to play Arkansas. I'm all for it. Y'all know me. I'm all for it. Make a Saturday out of it. Include Arkansas, Arkansas State, UCA, and UAPB. Make it a freaking day of it down at War Memorial. Yes, I'm aware. I'm against War Memorial games. But think about the crowd at something like that. MC, he don't want that smoke.
Well, I'll say this. If he doesn't take the stance that he took, he's not being fair to UCA and the UCA faithful, because as a head coach, he has to point that out.
Oh,
now,
by all means,
the comeback could be the guy down at Searcy at Harding could be like, "Oh, hold my beer, because we're the only team in the last 40 years to go through and win a national title at any level."
Now that would be a game. Harding versus UCA, that might be a game.
That might be fun. But no, I don't. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a shot, but at the same time,
it's a statement of fact.
He's not wrong. First off, let's get that out there. He's not wrong. But now, if you look beyond the surface and you look at the level of competition UCA's been playing versus the level of competition Arkansas's been playing, you're gonna see just a tad bit of difference.
Just a smidge, right? Just a smidge.
But I commend him for having the cojones to go into the Little Rock Touchdown Club that is a 99.9% Razorback crowd and make a statement like that. I mean, you could tell who the UCA fans were there by the little bit of, the 6 or 8 people that that clapped really loud, because the silence there was deafening. But yeah, kudos to him for taking the stance and putting his program in the spotlight. Yes, technically he's correct, but again, like I said, if you look beyond the surface.
Yeah, and the level, I mean, he's what, in the
they've gone D1. They are in the
Great American Conference or
something. I don't know.
No, I think they're the American Athletic Conference.
No, they're not in. They're not in there with Memphis.
Memphis.
They're not in there with Memphis.
I'll look that up. Y'all
But at the same time, Jesse, that's a good fit for them. The American is a good fit, and if they ever make that jump, then this comment right here holds a little bit of water.
I want to see him in the Sun Belt, because
I was going to say I want to see him in the Sun
Belt's
Belt.
good too, because then that A-State A-State UCA game becomes a conference game, which means a lot more.
And
Jesse,
that's been a rivalry the last few years.
Battle of what? Interstate 40?
I don't know. I mean, you could, yeah.
I think that's what I think that's what they refer to it as. But Jesse, you and I were talking before the show. You don't think this was a pot shot?
No, I think Coach Brown was just stating facts. I am a UCA fan, full disclosure. When I lived in Conway, Ashley and I sat in the pouring cold rain one night to watch a UCA game. They've got a good brand of football down there themselves, and UCA's no slouch. When they go play big boy football teams, They nearly knocked off Oklahoma State last year.
Yep.
They gave Ole Miss a run for their money for about 3 quarters one year. I think you put them in a big boy conference and get that conference prestige for recruiting and that same level of NIL. Coach Brown, he's got it going down there, and I don't see him ever leaving UCA. He's an alum. He's from Russellville. UCA's got a bright future ahead of them, especially if they keep moving up in the ranks.
By the way, I know this is kind of random. I just found this out. The game against LSU is also homecoming.
I thought you were supposed to schedule a cupcake on homecoming.
I don't know. And apparently,
they got gumbo confused with cupcake.
And apparently, we've been living in the future, boys, because we've been predicting pretty much the universities move quite a bit with, the NIL, raising money for the NIL to put Slobbering Hog, the goalpost, and now they're doing a drone show at halftime of the Razorback game. So
maybe somebody's watching that we don't know is watching.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that because we do our thing here. But Jesse, are the fans talking to us tonight? What do we got?
They're talking to us a little bit. I will say this. If somebody at the university is watching, let's get into this century and let's get some light shows going on. Let's upgrade the lights in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
We'll start it off with royalty in the house. Miss Casey Sutton. Hey, fellas.
What up, Casey?
Missed you last week. And then the second half of royalty coming in, Mama Linda. Hello, ITHP. My concern with Green is that he seems to only go to the guy that the play is designed for. He doesn't read the defense, tries to make the play himself, and misses open guys like Tesla, Haas, and others. What are your thoughts? Let me get this one first.
All right. Damn, Jesse. Okay.
Tesla needs more targets. The guy can catch. Yeah. He's big. He hit 21 miles an hour on that touchdown run against A&M.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to involve him more. The speedy little guy that Coach Petrino brought with him from A&M. We got to hit him on some slants. Yes, Jordan Anthony. We got to hit him on some slants and some wide receiver screens.
Jesse, she's got a point because there's been a lot of times where Tesla's been open, wide open, to where he can just walk into the end zone.
I could have hit him in the Tennessee game.
Yeah, but she's right. I mean, Green is not going through his progressions. He's not looking. He's looking specifically for that target, that open man, which is why you see him throw all the time to Armstrong or Broden.
Armstrong is his safety valve. I mean, Armstrong is to him what Kobe Hamilton was to Tyler Wilson.
Okay. I can see that.
He's the safety valve. He's the one that he, I don't want to say he's the only one he trusts, but maybe he's the one that he trusts the most because it's the one he's always looking for. And what we've seen up to this point is that when he can't get the ball to Armstrong, that's when he has a tendency to take off and run. Now, I feel like he was starting to come out of that a little bit in the Tennessee game right before he got hurt. And by the way, UCA is in the UAC, the United Athletic Conference.
The hell kind of? I have never heard
D1.
of that.
It's D1.
That's a D1 conference. That's got to be. That's got to be low tier G5.
Oh yeah,
and we're talking like low tier G5.
Well, so here's the other teams that are in it: Tarleton State, North Alabama, Abilene Christian, Appalachian State. So they're and they are currently 2-1 in conference play, 5-2 overall. So
that sounds like low level, bottom floor level G5.
Yeah, it's barely D1, but it is D1.
Yeah,
it's a newly formed conference. The conference isn't very old. Everybody wanted to get into D1 football that the Sun Belt wouldn't take.
I got you. I got you.
They got their foot in the door.
Yes.
What else we got?
Garrett Ray coming in. Arkansas 35, LSU 28 in OT. That's his prediction, and he wants us to be a threat in the SEC. If we can pull that off, I think we'll be a threat.
I mean,
Well, if we pull this off, I mean, look, I'll go ahead and say it. We're going to be ranked in the low 20s, maybe 19th, depending on how the weekend plays out.
If you win this game, you're going to hear people start throwing around the P word.
We'll get to that. MC.
Yeah.
You win this one. You win this one. You watch.
Logo coming in. That's right.
Wise
you can
man.
get soap with our logo because we clean up here at ITHP.
Yeah, there you go. That's a creation of our boy Tyson at Meeks Design right there. So
I like it.
Casey says she definitely wants all the merch.
Hey, hit us up.
Get Casey hooked up.
Yeah, we'll get
hit us up. We can get you a whole load of swag.
And then when we were talking about possibly needing new coaches, Loki did say he hears Dan Enos is looking for a job.
Wise man, you hit one out of the park with that first comment, and then you pull the Dallas Cowboys and you do this. Come on now.
Ooh, that's pretty bad.
And then he comes in and hits cleanup with a walk-off. That's right. We have the prettiest interns in the SEC right here at Arkansas.
Fair enough. All right, fair enough. So you watched the pitch go by. All right, I'll take it. Fair enough.
And this one's for you, MC. I'll let you take it.
So Brandon Laughlin comes in and says, if we win out, would Arkansas get a playoff spot? You win out, you go 10-2, you're absolutely in.
Yes.
I think Arkansas pulls the upset versus LSU. You're going to hear some people start talking about a dark horse playoff team.
But
you're still on the outside looking in, but if you look at the rest of the schedule, yes, you have Texas. Yes, you have Ole Miss. You get them both at home.
Ole Miss is not the dark horse that everybody thought they were.
I think they have underachieved a little bit to this point based on the hype. Now, that being said, they could still hit a roll. And if they come up and let's say, what have they lost? They lost 2 games. They lose. If they end the season 9-3, they're right there.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you've got, let's say you upset LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now people are starting to talk about playoff run. Now they're starting to put some respect on our name.
Yeah.
As some would say. But you look at the rest of the schedule. You've got Missouri, Mississippi State, Louisiana Tech. You should, for all intents and purposes, win both of those games.
Look, I'm going to say it. You can't lose either one of those games now.
No, you cannot. You cannot. You beat Tennessee, you beat LSU, but you lose to Mississippi State or La Tech.
Can't do it, man.
No. There you go. Who you got left? Ole Miss, Texas, and Missouri. 2 out of those 3 are at home. And Missouri is beatable. Missouri is 100% beatable.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a big gulp of Kool-Aid and go, you could possibly go. The only one that I think we couldn't win is Texas.
That's the longest shot by far. That's the Powerball ticket.
That's your Powerball number, basically.
Yeah, you got to have lightning strike in that one because Texas remembers when they came in here 3 years ago and got absolutely embarrassed. Sark remembers that.
Yeah.
And they're going to be out for blood when you get to that game.
They also have a 2-headed monster at quarterback because look, I have dogged him and dogged him and dogged him. But Arch Manning shut me up when Quinn Ewers went down.
He's living up to that last name.
He is. And say what you want about Texas, but damn, son.
Yeah, but
again, they haven't played anybody.
Well,
they played
this weekend.
They played a very injured OU team. Okay, they played a very depleted Michigan team. Who else did they play? Exactly. That's my point.
It changes this weekend.
This is their first true test, not only in the SEC, but as a team as a whole. to see if they're you know.
We'll find out if they're for real or not this weekend. All right, Jesse.
Loki talking about hot springs. So no bricks were spotted, MC.
Not nearly as many as what we saw last year. And I didn't mention this, but I'll do it real quick so we can keep going to the next comment. Cal made an emphasis to talk about how sometimes it's better to take the layup down the lane than to kick out for the wide open three. I mean, he's getting back to fundamental basketball to where if you drive the lane, take the shot. Don't kick it out over your head and make a Globetrotter type pass for a guy for an open three. If the three is there, we're going to take it, but we're not going to give up a layup in order to take a three-pointer, which I love. I'm a fundamentalist when it comes to that. I hate when guys drive the lane and kick out for a three when they're giving up a layup to do so.
Yeah. And I don't, and you know, we've talked about this at length, MC. I'm so sick of when we get down and start panicking, we start getting desperate and start jacking up threes.
Yep. You can't get it all back at once. All right, Jesse.
Eric Jernigan. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Thanks for the heads up on the promo code for SeatGeek. Got a set of Mississippi State tickets for $32 after the promo code.
Clang-a.
Cowbells or not, I couldn't pass up that deal.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
32
one of my
bucks.
NCAA
I
boys.
looked at LSU tickets today, and nosebleeds are going for about $1.40, $1.50 a piece.
Woo! I will watch it safely from the NEA Hog Pen for free. Well,
Matt
not
Hart,
for
Hog
free.
HQ, big shout out. Hey guys, good show tonight. Appreciate
What?
that, Matt.
Wait,
that,
Matt, no plugs for Hog HQ, no cryptic Facebook messages. Come on, man, give me something. No, Matt's a good dude. Matt, Adam, and DP do a hell of a job over at Hog HQ, and we love hanging with them. It was a hoot having him out at Oktoberfest.
That was good.
Loki giving us some more Razorback athletic updates. Swimming and diving is 2-1 overall. And he says,
I just thought of something. Sorry, Jesse. We don't want to go 10-2, y'all. Do y'all not remember the deal that we made with Carolyn? If we hit double-digit wins, we all have to do the truffle shuffle live on air.
I forgot about that.
Damn it!
9-3 it is, baby.
9-3,
10-2. Bring it on.
No. I'm all right. I'm gonna
it
go.
Might be worth it if we go 10-2.
I'm gonna go. I got to do some crunches.
yeah. I mean, we'd have to win out to go 10-2.
Sorry, it just randomly hit.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'd completely forgot about that. Carolyn wasn't going to let us forget it. That's for sure.
I kept going 10-2, and then all of a sudden panicked. I went, no, I don't want 10-2.
I'd completely.
I don't think it was Carolyn. I think it was Garrett.
I thought it was Carolyn. No, I think it was Carolyn.
Carolyn comes in and says, "Yep." So
yep,
I think
that was
Loki, all our teams are looking good. Feels weird, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it kind of feels.
Am I the only one sitting over here waiting on something bad to happen?
No, I'm the same. I'm over here going, all right, when's the other shoe gonna drop?
Yeah.
When
That's why I have the game pick I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Captain Optimistic right now there, Jesse.
Hey, I'm glad D-Mad brought this up. I meant to say something about that earlier. But do the Georgia players get distracted by the F1 event going on in Austin this weekend? I mean, the way they like to drive fast, the difference would be that I'm pretty sure none of the F1 drivers are going to drive without seatbelts or drive drunk. So
yeah, well, and they know how to drive these fast cars. So
yeah, no doubt.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
No, it just I'm still stuck on this whole Arkansas in the playoff thing. I mean,
it could happen, man.
It could happen. But
I could go buy a lotto ticket tomorrow that hit for $100,000 too. It's not likely to happen, but it is statistically possible.
Yeah,
that's where we're at right now.
Yeah,
Loki
I think
says all War Memorial games should be against in-state teams, so bring on the Bears. I'd love to see it.
I don't hate
because
that.
now I think we
Yeah.
could comfortably win that game.
I
Whereas the
don't-
past couple years, it might not have went so well for the Hogs.
I mean, and I've said this for basketball. Look, you start the day off 11 o'clock kickoff with UCA and UAPB. All right. That mid-afternoon break right after the game, your mid-afternoon entertainment while they're cleaning the stadium up is the UAPB band, which, by the way, was featured at WWE's Bad Blood in Atlanta for Cody Rhodes. And then that 6 o'clock kickoff, Arkansas and A-State.
You're putting a lot of stress on the logistics there. That would be, I mean, if you could pull it off, more power to you. But that is
I will say
that's
this.
a lot.
I will say this because War Memorial is ran by the state. It'll never happen.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
just
think you'll see it.
the bathrooms don't work, the refrigeration units don't work. They shut the gates for half the game where you can't get to your. I mean, I'm still hot. I'm still pissed off about that.
Mama
Linda
Linda
says-
says, "Don't leave her out on the merchandise."
Hey, I'm telling y'all. Look. Here, I'll stand up so you guys can see this shirt. Just don't judge the dad bod. There it is.
Now,
This was-
in my defense, I
this
designed
was
that shirt
before Jesse came on board.
So I'm not
Jesse
throwing
Jesse
shade at
has
Jesse or anything.
Jesse has a custom ITHP shirt on as well, and then we have the standard
Yep.
ITHP shirt with our logo on the back. So we have different shirts. If you guys want some, we can get you one. They are for sale. And we're working on a couple of different, some more stuff too.
Yeah, we got some
So
other ideas too.
if you guys want merchandise, hit us up. For real, hit us up.
All right, what do we got left in Hog Tua?
All right. Carolyn comes in. Speaking of dark horses, we are being thrown around by some writers as a dark
I saw
horse
that.
Final Four team.
Mhm.
I don't want to put the cart before. I'm not that bought in yet.
Dark horse. That's your key phrase there. The dark horse, because that means it's one of those deals where everything has to fall exactly right, and you have to get a little bit of luck on top of it. So I don't mind being called a dark horse. I will say this: I think you take this exact roster and you put it in the uniform of Kentucky, Duke, Carolina, or Kansas, and it is ranked much higher in the preseason poll than Arkansas is. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's wow. All right.
And then Carolyn and Loki
So
were
do
going
we,
back
Carolyn.
and forth in the comments, and she says, "I support all efforts to mess with Zach."
So do we.
We salute you, Carolyn.
Yes.
I get no love even on my own damn show.
All right, Zach, I'll throw you a bone. Here's your comment.
My dude, finally some backup because my own co-hosts have turned against me. Hey, on a random note, because my ADHD's kind of taken over at the moment. Y'all remember the whole clearly Canadian sparkling water stuff from like the late 90s, early 90s?
Okay.
They now in can form. It ain't bad.
I was always a fan of
Clearly, Canadian has to be in the classical glass bottle.
And they still have the bottle, but now they come in like 6 packs of these cans.
All right,
So-
Zach, and we'll close out Hog 2 with this one right here. Take it away.
Hall of Fame college football says Hog Tua. You guys are awesome, Zach. Hope you guys get that boot back Saturday. Hey,
that. Man, I hope so.
y'all better beat the tar out of South Carolina is all I'm saying. I'm just going to say that right now. Because I don't need MC to win this game. So wait. Hold on, Jesse.
I've got to put that one up.
Wait, hold the hell. What?
Don't knock the Zimas.
All right, I'm going to ask a really dumb question because now we've completely gone off the rails. But what the hell is Zima?
You can't have it.
You've never heard of Zima?
Is that like the alcoholic water?
That was Smirnoff before there was Smirnoff.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And if
And
and,
hey-
and Carolyn knows because she talks about putting the Jolly Rancher down in it. That's the only way those things were tolerable to drink.
And Mom, if you're watching, no, I haven't. I didn't drink that.
Zimas were 90s. Yeah.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was when I was way too young to be cracking the bottle on anything. But hey, everything else from our youth is coming back.
There you
Breaking
go.
Hey.
Benjamin just released
Slobber
a new
Hog.
song.
Cold,
Slobber Hog.
Crossfade's coming back. I mean,
Crossfade's coming back.
we're living in a
Hey.
fantasy world, man.
Yeah.
Vandy upset Bama. It shifted the reality we were
Yeah.
in.
It broke the multiverse.
Yeah, it's I don't know what kind of world we're living in when Vanderbilt can beat Alabama in football, but I kind of like it.
I mean, when Nick Saban is Thanos.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. But that's gonna. Are we good for Hog 2 there, Jesse?
We're good. Let's get to final thoughts.
All
All
right.
right. Final thoughts. MC, we'll start with you, man.
Well, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm gonna get serious on my final thought. If you missed our opening tonight, we paid tribute to
We'll throw that up there.
Yeah, the passing of Mrs. Rose Richardson, Nolan's longtime wife, mother to Yvonne. If you know the backstory on Nolan and his time here, you know that Yvonne was his daughter that tragically passed away through a medical condition. And Miss Rose was basically like a second mama to a lot of the players. The day she passed, I saw tweets from a bunch of former who's who, basically, of Arkansas players talking about that everything that Miss Rose had done for them when they were here to help them feel comfortable, keep them from being homesick, whatever it took. One that stuck out to me was Devor Remock, played on the 94 title team. He was a European player, came over, actually lived with Nolan for a little while before Nolan started recruiting him. And then because of NCAA at that time, he had to find different living conditions so he could be recruited. But he talked about how Miss Rose basically was his mama. She helped him adapt to living over here and just made things comfortable for him. So everybody, just keep Nolan and the family in your thoughts and prayers, because they lost the anchor to their family in losing Mama Rose. So
Yeah.
So there we go. That's my piece for paying tribute to Mrs. Rose Richardson.
Jesse?
I can't say it any better than MC. I'm going to leave it with his words.
I will second, but I want to add a little bit something to it. This week was a big week. Next week's a big week for me personally. This week I crossed over 3,000 days sober.
That's awesome, dude.
My last hiccup was July 23rd, 2016. And I have been clean since then. I've been sober since then. Best decision of my life. And I also celebrated 26 years. Now, most people don't know this about me. I am actually adopted by my stepfather. And we celebrated. It's a big deal for me. I won't go into personal details, but 26 years on Tuesday. So big deal there. Now, next week, everybody gets to share in this because it's the 8th anniversary of the start of ITHP. That's right. It is our official 8-year anniversary to the day that ITHP first came on air long time ago. Been through many iterations, been through many ups and downs and trials and errors, and this works and that doesn't. But I can say this, doing the show in season 8 with the way it is, with these two, with the beard, and of course with the glue and my buddy MC, most fun I have ever had on this show. These two have made this show so much more fun to do. And they keep me in check, even if they're picking on me.
We kid because we care.
Jackasses. But no, and for the next week or so, you'll see some posts from me, kind of reflecting back on 8 years. I've got stories to tell. Some good stories, some not so good stories. and reflecting on different memories and stuff and different logos that we've had throughout the year, throughout the iteration. But big thank you to all of our fans that have stuck with us for 8 years, no matter what name we went by, whether it was, well, we can't say those on air, but regardless, big thank you to all of our fans out there, and big thank you to the two of you, the Beard and MC, for hanging out with me and all that. So that, on a high note, football Saturday. Check this out. YouTube exclusive. Me and MC, a live watch along. I'm scared to death of what this is going to do.
Too. I am.
Dave Ellswick tomorrow morning, live watch along Saturday night, where you get to see just how wild we get during this Razorback game. It is no holds barred. It is uncensored. It is raw, emotional. Just, we're in trouble, MC.
Yeah.
This thing.
I may have to get my son's got some extra. Yeah.
Do what now?
It is unsponsored.
Yeah, it is unsponsored. We're gonna
get that out there.
we're gonna run an ad, but Baxter, please.
My son's got some extra mouthpieces that haven't been used yet. But if things start going south, I may have to get one and muzzle myself.
Here, bite down on this.
Yeah.
But it's looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. And I will be, and now I will say, I'll be in the Jonesboro area on Saturday. My 15-year-old is competing in a band competition at Arkansas State. So I will be around Jonesboro, looking forward to getting to see the northeast part of the state. So outside of that, gentlemen, it's been fun like always. For Jesse the Beard Thurman, Marcus MC Carlton, I'm Razorback Zach. You have been listening to an all-new episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. Listen anytime on your favorite podcast provider, and be sure to follow us on all our social network channels.